about the doctor who shall remain nameless that just came in about 3 weeks ago and tried to take credit for this weight loss. We'll leave it at that.
I have a question.
You want to give him a call? If you don't, I will.
When you overeat, what's happened?
First of all, I don't feel that I can ever overeat because I get satisfied.
I mean,
Okay?
when you have the Lapband, you don't feel that you need to eat also.
No,
I have the Lapband. That's the reason I'm asking.
That's not true. I don't mean to disagree with you. Here's the difference. I'm going to try to exemplify it because you can't really grasp it until you go through it. Okay? With the Lapband, it's not, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not that you don't want to eat anymore. It's that you can't eat anymore.
No, I don't feel like eating. I mean, if I feel hungry, I drink some water and I'm fine.
Okay.
But I have the need to eat. I mean, I enjoy to eat, and I can eat.
So let me ask you something. If that's the case, then why are you still overweight?
Because I'm eating. No, but in your position, I'm eating not because I'm hungry, not because I need to eat. It's because I feel like eating. But this is, I think,
that's a pretty fine point. You see, what you're saying is, I don't want to eat. I'm just needing to eat.
I'm just doing it for fun. I'm enjoying it.
Yes.
That's the reason I'm eating.
What we would say is that joy is modulated by ghrelin, a hunger hormone, and that inside of you, what we would like to say is give you that same amount of joy, but 400 calories less.
That's the difference. And maybe I'm not articulating it as well as I could, but for me, the reason why I say I can't overeat is because I get satisfied. I eat half a cake and I say, I don't want any more. And by half a cake, I mean half of a small piece, not a half a cake, because I could eat half a cake back in the day.
That's what I mean.
That is the difference. With the Lapband, you eat it, you don't want to eat, but you're not satisfied. You're not satisfied. You know, I come from a culture where food is just, that's the way that you feel complete in life. Mm-hmm. You sit at a table, you commune with people, you have your pasta and then your grilled meats, and you feel complete. That is just the way that I was brought up, and that's my culture. Here's the deal. I get to that point much quicker.
Right.
And getting to that point much quicker allows me to lose the weight. With the
and
Lapband,
you still have the same enjoyment. It just happens, instead of happening after a huge plate, and after 3 other sides, and after that, the satisfaction actually comes earlier. And in fact, we now have measured the satisfaction hormone. There is a chemical that gives the feeling he just described. That chemical is called peptide YY. Peptide YY is released when you inject it into people. They say they feel satisfied. You inject it into mice, they stop eating. And peptide YY is released in the lower small bowel when food gets to it. And the bypass puts the food there more quickly, so you're satisfied earlier. The Lapband does not. The Lapband gets no increase in peptide YY. The bypass increases peptide YY. Replace that. Don't say increases peptide YY. It increases peptide YY by 10-fold. Replace that. It increases satisfaction 10-fold.
So that's what I hope I've answered.
Yeah, always I had in mind that the reason I'm eating is uphill.
No.
It's a little bit lower.
Yeah.
It comes from right here, it releases into the bloodstream, and then goes there. So you're close.
Can I tell you something? And I hope I don't offend by what I say.
No,
I'm a very direct guy.
I'm very open.
I'm as open as... Okay. You're doing exactly what I did. You're blaming yourself. That's what I did. And I did it for years. And I'm going to tell you a story that I don't think I've ever shared with you, and I'm finally at a point where I can say it without crying. Okay? The reason why I finally said I need to have the surgery right now. Okay? My daughter was 3 months old, and she was in this little crib with one arm that swings back and forth. Okay? And I bent over to kiss her goodbye before I went to work, and I couldn't reach. And so I got on my knees to kiss her goodbye. I kissed her goodbye, and then I couldn't get up. I had to ask my wife to come and help me get up. And at that point, I said, okay, forget this. I don't care. I'm going to get this done. And I called them up, and I was on the operating table within 10 days. I had already started the process, you see. But it wasn't until I said, it doesn't matter whose fault it is. I need to fix this issue, that I got going. For as long as you concentrate whose fault it is, it's my mama didn't give me enough food, and it's chemical, and it's hormonal, and it's this, and it's that. To me, it doesn't make a difference. We're where we're at. We need to fix the issue. So what you're left to do is make a decision of what is the best solution for you to fix it. I know what my best solution was for me, and I'm still right almost a year later. I know for a fact. Because at least 2 of the surgeries I've been through. I know what the Lapband did for me, and it wasn't effective, and it didn't solve the issue. Yeah, 5 pounds.
I lost 60 pounds.
How long have you had it?
How long have you had it?
Right now I have it about 7 years.
Yes. You know what?
But I gained.
It's coming back.
No, I gained it and I passed it even for what I was.
No,
So you haven't really
The studies show that your weight is going to start coming back over time.
I lost 70 pounds on the Lapband, first 2 years, and then I gained it all back. So when I had the Lapband, I was 332. Okay, I lost this weight. Yeah, right. But how do you
stop?
But how do you? And then I stopped, and then I regained it all back. But you measure success. You measure the effectiveness of something over long term. So I can sit here and say, yeah, I had the Lapband and I lost 70 pounds. But wait a minute, Gio, you're 327 pounds. Well, I gained it all back. Well, then you really didn't lose it, because it found you back. So the reality of it is, over long term, I went from 332, went back down to 327. That is 5 pounds. That's reality and how much the Lapband helped me. 5 pounds over 4.5 years. The yo-yos don't matter. Because if I count all my yo-yo diets, I would be 2 pounds right now. I mean, seriously.
Well, we'll let you go. Let me ask you just a couple of things. Another pitch for Nora's lovely restaurant. And what about your...
Now listen, this is the finest editing job you might ever have to do. Ever take your segment, so I apologize for being so...
What about your waist and your clothing size, and how's that working out?
54, I'm down to 42.
All right.
I've been big my whole life, so there's a little bit of excess skin around, so you know, I'm already tallying up the cost of what that's going to be like. But
well, give it some more time. You know, you're still in 10 months, so
I know I get overzealous now. You know, first it was but I'm everybody has said at least before you even start thinking about it, 14 months. Is that
absolutely?
Is that what you're thinking? Yeah.
I got a question for you.
Please.
Since you're expanding the number of your restaurants and stuff, are you going to add an MGB menu, which is like staying on a little plate?
Italian. No, there's no MGB menu. It's Italian.
There isn't. You know, my philosophy is take the whole thing and have leftover twice.
Thank you, Gio. Thank you very much. Look wonderful. Thank you. Any questions that we need to go over or talk about, or how you're doing, or?
I had one, and I forgot what it was.
Well, when does it come back? Yeah, call her out. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed that as much as I did.